What it do, YouTube? 805 John here from Prison to Purpose. First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to all the subscribers. You guys are the heartbeat of this channel, and I appreciate you guys so much. And anybody else that's watching these videos and hasn't subscribed yet, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscription. Really helps these videos get into the algorithm so other youth can see them and hopefully get something out of them. And before we begin, I apologize. I'm doing this video right after work, kind of in a rush right now with time. So that being said, let's get into it. You guys see that thumbnail? The bully breaker at CMC West. So you know I'm not telling these stories to glorify anything. I'm just telling you how prison life could be, sharing my real life experiences. So this one takes place at CMC West. It's really at the tail end of my term. It's like right before I'm going home. And I told you guys how I had got there. I had stayed at Ironwood for going on 5 years, and I finally had dropped points and ended up going to CMC West. It was like I told you guys, it was like an Ironwood reunion there, because they were shipping everybody that was level 3 in Ironwood that dropped points to level 2, I'm sorry, to CMC West from Ironwood. So the whole yard was pretty much people from Ironwood, obviously besides people that were already there, but the majority, I should say. So I landed on F yard, which was Fox yard right there. In dorm 20. I get there, they give me a position. It's me and one of my boys from El Rio. I'm not gonna put his name out there. He's not really into life anymore. He's doing really good out here like I am. Actually, I gotta give it to him, he's doing better. Not that it's a competition, but I'm really proud of the progress that he's made. I want to get to where he's at right now with things. But so it's me and him. We got the pad, bloquero, right hand man, and you know, I got a few crazy stories I could tell you about CMC West, but this one has to do with those grimy older homies that I try to warn you guys about. So you know, you see those older dudes that have been down forever, still going by a nickname, bald head, got that brocha, but they're really a nobody. They're just dope fiends and bullies and just trying to use these youngsters that they see have money, because they've already burned all their bridges with their family. They don't get money no more, but they want to get high, shove that needle in their arm. So what do? They find a little 18, 19-year-old youngster that don't know what's up, make him think that he's somebody, get him to move in, sell up with them, bunk up with them, whatever, and little by little get them strung out, eat their food, make them buy dope, and then end up getting them in a wreck. They end up getting removed, or you know, lock it up, go SNY, because then their family cuts them off when they're asking for freaking green dot numbers, PayPal numbers, freaking $200 every day. Eventually your family's gonna get fed up and cut you off. So it happens. Now they're stuck, they have no way to pay. Some of them take what they got coming and learn from it. Majority of them lock it up and go SNY because they're scared. They don't want to get blasted. And you know, I don't got nothing against people that went that way. Obviously I don't condone chomos. I really don't condone people that tell rats, as you say, but you know, some people had to go that route to get out, and I'm not going to knock a man for trying to better his life. There's ways to do it. Again, I don't condone telling, but you know, I'm nobody to judge. Just want you guys to know, I don't condone rats and I do not condone chomos. But at the same time, I don't judge people that had to go SNY. Me, myself, I'm grateful I never had to experience that and go that route. I was able to do my time GP and get out, but I mean, for what? I still got freaking labeled like almost if I was the same with them just for changing my life. But whatever, that's a story for another day. You guys are tired of hearing about that. So we're right there, and this dude pulls up, and I don't normally throw names out there, but this one, I mean, with his tactics, I'm sure he locked it up by now. And honestly, I'll be real with you, the bully he was, I don't even care. I'll throw his name out there. His name was Joker from Barrio Norwalk, Locotes, One Ways. He's an older dude. He pulled up there, and this is the first sign that I knew he was going to be a problem. So when a new arrival comes, we get their paperwork, make sure everything's good, shoot them the reglas, they read everything so they don't have an excuse later if they got something coming for breaking one of the rules. So, you know, we go check his paperwork, give him the reglas and the... Alright, so when you're asking for paperwork, there's a thing called the 128G. At the beginning of my term, your counselor would print that out for you, and it basically has all of, you know, what you're there for, how much time you got, all your information, and it also has every crime that you've ever been charged with. Even things that you got missing complaints and dry runs that you didn't actually get, the charges didn't stick, everything comes up on there. So you're kind of looking at those to make sure what's on there. And then at the very end it says, you know, if you have any arson crimes, yes or no. Any sex crimes, yes or no. Or any computer crimes, yes or no. So you're looking out for those things. Well, towards the end of my time, they stopped giving out the 128G and they started giving out what's called the committee chrono. Basically gives the same information. They just changed the name. Excuse me. Kitty, get down. Got my cat trying to knock down the camera again. All these damn cats. Excuse me. Where was I? So, okay. They call it the committee chronos now. And I'm expecting him to give me the committee chrono when I ask for his paperwork. That's what I mean. Give me your committee chrono. And, you know, I hand him mine because it's courtesy. You don't want to just go ask somebody for their paperwork and not give them yours. It's kind of rude to do that. So, you know, it's kind of a trade. Like, you see I'm good, I see you're good type thing. And he doesn't give me his committee chrono or 128G or nothing. He gives me an old lockup order. You got to remember, this is like at the tail end of 2017. I paroled in October 2017, and this was probably like a month before I paroled. So this is like what, September 2017, and he gives me a lockup order dated back to like 2012. A lockup order is what you get when you go to the hole. It has the reason why you're in the hole, and it just basically says that he's a validated gang member, STG2 Sureño, blah 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 blah. Basically trying to make it look like he's an associate of the legends. Not trying to imply that he was one. That's what he wasn't doing, but he was basically trying to imply like he was an associate. He had juice, he had status. And, you know, he hands me that, which he shouldn't have. It had nothing to do with anything. That was an old term. He's not even there anymore from that term. He got out and came back. He's on some new crap. But then he starts bragging about, yeah, well, last time I was here I had the whole yard. The yard was mine. So I'm knowing off the top this dude's going to be a problem. I did not need to see that. And I tell him straight up, I was like, what the fuck is this? He's like, oh, no, I just want you guys to see, like, I'm good, blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, you'll show me you're good by giving me your committee chrono, so shoot me that shit. He gets a little butthurt about it, gives it to me. Yada, yada, yada. He keeps going on about how he had the yard and stuff. And, like, I'm not trying to hear that. I'm already getting ready to go home. I'm about to step down in a couple weeks. Like, I don't want to hear this crap. I'm ready to get the hell out of here, and now I gotta deal with this knucklehead, old ass man freaking trying to play gangster still, like he's freaking 16, 17. Like, come on, dude, get it together. And, you know, all he's doing is just, we're on yard, and he's just trying to get in with the homies on the mesa, asking if he could get on, and it doesn't just work that way, you know, but in his mind it does. He's trying to ask if he could get on. It's not working. He's not going to get any kind of position. He's just begging to have some kind of position. We're in a small ass little dorm, and he's asking me if there's anything he could assist with in there. Me and homie from El Rio are like, no, we already got it. Like, we don't even have that many homies in here to have like 3-4 positions. Like, dude, just chill out and do your damn time. And he's just bugging. He wants to be somebody. And I guess when you're in there and you're brainwashed by that lifestyle, you want to be somebody in there, because when you get out here, you're a nobody out here. You have to get a job and listen to an employer and let them down talk you, whatever. And they don't know how to do that. They're nobodies out here, so they want to be in there and be a somebody. That was the definition of this guy. So there was a homie from Salinas, and he was an older dude too, and I'll be honest, he was a dope fiend too. He had gotten himself in a lot of debt, but I could always see the good in people, and that dude, like, he had a good heart. He was just strung out on that dope, and he wasn't the smartest. And one thing I don't like is bullies. So I'm trying to help this dude get out of his dope debt because I liked him. And at the same time too, that dude was tattooing on me, you know, at a Sling Ink, like, and he was getting off, and he was always cool with me like that. And it wasn't for him trying to kiss ass, it was just out of the kindness of his heart. He knew I wanted to get tatted and offered. So I seen, like, he had a good heart. He's just had a problem with that black. So I would always go out of my way to try to help him get out of his debt. Like if somebody hit dope and broke me off, instead of using it, whatever, I would, you know, give it to him and make him sell it. You know, I knew you give a dope fiend dope, they're gonna want to smack it. So I would give him some for him to smack and some for him to sell. So him living in Salinas, that's where he's from, and being so close to CMC West and San Luis Obispo, it's not that far away. Well, his son was actually hitting for the Norteños on that yard. And the homies on the mess are kind of tripping, like, why the hell is your son hitting for them and not you? Which is stupid. What does he have control of what his son does? His son's a grown man and he's not a homie. He's a Norteño. Of course he's going to hit for his homies. But they got in his ear and started telling him that he had to make him hit for him. He tells his son, you know, like, can you bring me something? So whatever. Homie from Salinas starts hitting. And, you know, he starts trying to break me off when he gets there. Breaks off the house, the mesa. And I would never take it from him. I would tell him, dude, make your money and get out of that damn debt you're in. So one day he finally, you know, he clears his debt. And I was happy for him because I didn't want to see anything happen to him. Like, I'm telling you, I'm a good discernment of character too. And I could tell the dude had a good heart. He was just strung out on that dope, but he wasn't doing scandalous things like that either. Like, I've seen some scandalous dope fiends that were just like buying papers with the same green dot numbers and going to like 4 different people, giving them the same green dot number. Like, I mean, scandalous crap like that. And he wasn't doing things like that, man. So one day he decides that he's gonna hit some phones. Well, old boy Joker from Norwalk hears this crap, and behind my back he starts pushing up on, because homie from Salinas had promised me a phone. He's like, hey, I'm gonna shoot you a phone. You want a touch screen or a flip phone? And I was like, honestly, bro, I don't even need a phone. I'm going home already. He's like, nah, I got you. I was like, all right, whatever. If you're going to give me one, give me a flip phone, and then I'm just going to give it back to you when I leave. So, whatever. Homie from Norwalk hears that crap. I push off. And I guess when I walked away, he starts pushing up on homie from Salinas, like, hey, you know, you need to give me a phone too. Like, blah, 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 blah. Trying to make it seem like he's somebody. Pressures him into wanting to give him a phone. So I guess homie from Salinas ends up agreeing to it, that he's going to give him a phone when he hits, right? Whatever. He finally hits in the night, and he gets his phones. So whatever, he comes and breaks me off. He breaks off the mesa, whatever, and then he has his. And I'm getting ahead of myself. I come to find out that Joker booked him for the phone or whatever, and I'm like, wait, why? And he explains to me how that dude wouldn't take no for an answer, was making it seem like he was somebody, pressured him, just preying on the weak, dude. Homie from Salinas was he didn't have much backbone, man. He was a little scrawny dude, like older too, but you just feel bad for him. He looked like the Precious Moments character, but older version, you know. And Joker from Norwalk was, you know, he's an old man, but he was a lot bigger, and he'd try to push his weight around. So he like scared homie into doing it. Homie didn't want to do it, so I told him, nah, you're not giving him shit. Fuck that. You sell your shit and make your money. You're having your son come and risk his freedom, which you shouldn't even be doing now that you're out of your debt. But you know what? Just don't. You're not giving him shit. Fuck that. And you tell him I said it. So whatever. The day comes when he has the phones. Whatever. He breaks everybody off. Gives me the flip. And whatever, I'm doing my thing on the side, jumping on my phone, you know, and, you know, I hear a little ruckus going on. Kind of look over, like, what the fuck? And it's homie from Salinas and Joker, and they're getting into it, they're arguing. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? And then I seen Joker walk away, and he comes back, and he gives homie from Salinas, I swear, I'm not lying to you, it was a toothbrush with a nail on it, but it wasn't even melted in or nothing. It was tied on with the rubber band, like literally, it's gonna fall off. He gives him that, and he has like a little knife, little homemade shank. He's like, strap up, we're gonna handle this. And homie from Salinas looks scared, shook, and I'm like, oh hell no, you got me fucked up. Excuse my language, but it got me hot. I hate bullies. I used to get bullied when I was a little kid in middle school. I hate bullies. So I walk over there, well, I had my thing on me, so I walk over there with my thing, and I had a pretty big banger, and I pull that out. And we're in the dorm, off to the side in little bunk area. Cops aren't in there. They're standing in the front by the yard, so they, you know, they're not seeing anything. I'm not just walking around with knives waving around for everybody to see. Yes, we could have been a little quieter, but I was hot about this. So I walk over there and I pull my thing and I'm like, nah, you ain't doing nothing with him. You want to strap up with me. What's up? And then he looks over at me. He's like, oh, nah, youngster. Like, nah, this is between me and homie. And I was like, yeah, well, now it's between me and you. Let's go into the TV room. You want to strap up? Let's handle it. He's like, nah. He starts breaking it down, telling me about how he promised him. And I was like, yeah. And I told him that he wasn't giving you shit. That came from me. So he broke his word for me. You're mad at him for breaking his word? Handle it with me. He don't want to bust a grape because he knows he's going to lose this battle. And I'm not saying that I'm bigger or badder than anybody. You guys have heard the stories. I don't even have hands like that. But he knew in the long run, because he was in the wrong for this, he was going to get screwed over for it. So he starts trying to backtrack, whatever. You know, we put the knives away, nothing happens. He apologizes about it. But now I'm hot. I can't just make the call to get this dude removed or get boo-bopped. But I want him boo-bopped bad. Like bad. So I walk out and I go get at the homies on the mesa and I let them know what was going on. Like, hey, this dude just tried to push up on homie from Salinas and, you know, bullied him into giving him a phone. I stopped it. This dude called him out to strap up, like on some punk shit with this little knife that he couldn't even use. And then I called him out and he broke it down. They're like, oh, really? You know, listening, wanting to get the details. And I tell him straight up, I was like, look, I want that fool boo-bopped. They're like, all right, you know, make it happen. And I was like, all right, I got the green light. He could get boo-bopped. And they're like, yeah. And I was like, but the thing is, there's this rule that the bloquero is not supposed to be the person doing boo-bops, but because it felt so personal to me, I wanted to be a part of it. So I'm like, look, I want to be on the squad that does it. I want to make sure that I do it, and I'll pick the other person to go with me. I had already had boo-bop squad, so I knew the dude that I was gonna go with. They're like, but you know, you can't do it, man. You're not supposed to. I was like, if I gotta relinquish my position, I was already gonna relinquish it in a couple weeks. If I gotta do that to go on and do it, I want to do it. I'm willing to do that. I want to put hands on this dude. This shit's personal to me. It's either that or I'm just gonna get off on him. They're like, don't do that. You're already close to the house. So whatever. They're like, yeah, you could boo-bop him. Cool. So I go back and I let them know. I was like, hey, next time they open up yard, don't go out. Stay in here. We're gonna run it. You got something coming. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, you got 13 seconds coming. He was like, oh wait, no, I need to go talk to the homies. I was like, you better not talk to nobody. I already talked to them. So whatever, yard opens and this dude bolts out, boom, and runs and talks to the mess. I'm freaking hot because I'm waiting in the freaking day room, which is the little TV room. And they have about 3 of them. You got the blacks, the paisas, and the homies in the white share one, whatever. And I'm waiting in our TV room. And this fool bolts out running over there, so I'm fucking pissed. And I got the homie from West Arriba with me. It was me and him that were gonna do it. So whatever, fucking, I go out there. As I'm going out there, he's coming back. He's like, they just told me to do burpees, so I'm gonna go do my burpees. I was like, I didn't even respond to him. I was hot. So I go get a homie that has the yard. And I'm like, hey, what the fuck was that about? And he was like, well, he's all scared and he just begged us. And, you know, like, we're gonna give it a pass. And I was like, nah, you guys told me I could put hands on him, and that's some punk shit that he came over here and cried to you. I was like, nah, you guys told me I could put hands on him. He's getting hands put on him. Like, that shit's wrong. That dude's a fucking bully. And then I told him about how he showed that bullshit paperwork he shouldn't have showed me when he got there. I'm like, this dude just wants to fucking be with somebody. You don't see him fucking basically sucking you guys off every time you're on yard. He just wants to be a part of, like, dude, fuck that dude. Like, alright, you want to do it? And I was like, yes, fuck his burpees. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let him finish his burpees and then I'm gonna get him. Do I got the green light? They're like, yeah. And I was like, and because he came and tried to talk his way out of it, I want a hard 39 for him. Fuck a double up, I want a hard 39. They're like, alright, cool, you got that coming. I was like, yeah. And I was like, well, I'm gonna go handle that now before he comes and cries to you again. You guys, you know, change your mind again. Like, handle. So I tell homie from Riverside, I'm like, hey, let's go. And the homie from West Side Arriba, we go back to the dorm. That dude's right there doing his burpees. I was like, as soon as he finishes, I tell homie from Mal Rio that has it with me, I'm like, as soon as he finishes, tell him to go into the TV room. Me and homie from Riva are gonna be in there waiting. It's like, alright. So whatever, he finishes his burpees, me and the homie are in there just waiting for him. We already moved all the chairs away. So homie from El Rio tells him, he's like, wait, what? And homie from El Rio kind of like makes him go. Like, he's a big boy, and my boy from El Rio is a big boy, so he's kind of like pushing him with his body, like, bro, you need to go over there now. As soon as he hit the corner, I just cracked him. Boom, I gave that dude everything I had, and we start bombing on him. Ding, 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 ding. He wasn't standing for like more than 4 or 5 seconds, and he falls and eats crap. We can't hit him on the ground. That's the way the rules are. Like, get your ass up, get your ass up. And I'll be honest with you, homie from Riverside was the one giving him the damage. That dude had hands, and he was a big boy, and he hit hard. My things just cut you up a little bit, but I mean, he was lumping him up, and that shit looked like it hurt when he hit him. So whatever, he gets back up, and we start getting him again. Bah, 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 bah. He gets like 10 seconds at this point. Boom, falls again. Get the fuck up, whatever. He's trying to just sit there because he knows we can't hit him on the ground. Like, get up, or we're gonna restart. So he gets up, boom, 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 boom. He falls again real quick. And we're like, dude, if you keep doing that, we're gonna restart. Start bombing on him again. This dude falls again, and at this point, he tries to pretend like he's unconscious. He's like, oh, where are we at? Meaning, he's trying to play stupid, like if you don't know where we're at, like we knocked him unconscious. I mean, we fucked him up, but it wasn't that bad. Again, maybe we did. I was just really mad at this dude. So when he said that, and he was getting up, I was like, we're at 16 seconds, and I just cracked him again. We start pop, 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 start bombing on him. It was a long way to get to that 39 because of how many times this dude got up and fell down, and we made him get back up. But the more that he did that, the more we told him we were going to restart back to 0 if he fell. And then he started just like to ball up and tried to just take it. But I mean, he was screaming every time he started getting those body shots because he finally curled up to a point we couldn't hit his face. And I'm telling you, homie from West Arriba was hitting hard. So we finally get through with it. We got blood everywhere. Like, that dude's face was leaking. I got blood all over my freaking shorts. I wasn't wearing a shirt. Homie's got blood everywhere. That dude's looks like the fucking elephant, man. So whatever, we walk out, we go wash up, and I'll never forget this. There was this blood. I'm not sure exactly what hood he was from. I just know that he was from Rosecrans because he had Rosecrans blasted on him, and the O was a rose, and he was a blood. They called him Mac D. Me and him used to talk crap back and forth, clowning, and I always would say, like, I got a cold dope fiend, meaning I could dope fiend hit somebody when they're not looking pretty good. It was just a little joke, I would say. I remember I walked out and I had all that blood, and Mac D looks at me, is like, damn, that nigga sounded like really got a cold dope fiend. I'll never forget that. It was so funny. Whatever, so we wash up, and a little bit after that's count time. You gotta understand, at this time of year, it's already getting dark early. CMC West, we have to sit on our bunks. The cop has to see you, make sure you're alive. Joker's wearing these big old freaking Ray-Ban sunglasses, trying to cover his eyes, but I mean, dude, you could still see that dude is fucked up. So I remember the cop walks by, looks at him, marks him off, walks one bunk and kind of thought about it and took a step back, and he's like, hey, take your glasses off. He took his glasses off, and his eyes were almost swollen shut. That dude hit the alarm, cuffed him up, took him out. They started doing knuckle checks. I don't know how the hell we got away with that, but they did not take me and homie from Riverside. They couldn't figure out who did it. So he ended up getting sent to E-Yard, Echo Yard, and never had to see that guy again for the other month I was left there. And, you know, I just say that to say this. I don't want to glorify what had happened, what I did to him, because no, it wasn't cool for me to do violence like that on him. Looking back at it, it was an old man that never fit in and just wanted to be accepted. But I couldn't stand for the bully mentality, and that's what this video is really about. You gotta watch out for those individuals, those bully mentality people. They'll just try to push you around, and I mean, that's prison in general, dude. They just use you as a freaking pawn, and I can't stress that enough until they can't use you no more. But especially, you gotta watch out for those grimy older homies that try to do those snake moves and be bullies, because they will ruin your life if you let them, and they make you feel like you can't say no. So that's really what this story is about. Be aware of who you get cool with. Usually your friends aren't your friends. Just be about you. You came into this world alone, you're gonna leave it alone. You went to prison alone, you got out alone. You don't need to be trying to make friends with everybody, because everybody has a motive in there. So that's really what that story is about. So until next time, I got things that I gotta do, guys. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Please hit that thumbs up and give me a like. Please drop a comment. You guys want any specific content, please drop it down in the comments. If you know anybody that could get something from this video, please hit that arrow and share it with them. And until next time, guys, it's 805 John from Prison of Purpose. Peace and have a blessed night. Thank you.